Next phylum is the Platyhelminthes. When you break this word, it stands for flatworms. So they have dorso-ventrally flattened body, hence they are called as flatworms. They are mostly endoparasites and they are found in the animals, including human beings. Flatworms are bilateral in symmetry, triploblastic as well as acoelomate animals with organ level of organization. And then hooks and suckers are present in the parasitic form, and some of them absorb nutrients from host directly through the body surface. Specialized cells called as flame cells help in osmoregulation and excretion. We have learned about flame cells even in the kidneys chapter. Then sexes are not separate, fertilization is internal, and development is through many larval stages. And some of the members, like there are planaria, which possess high regeneration capacities, which you have learned even in the 10th class. Example, Taenia, full name Taenia solium, Taenia sagittata. These are the two species of tapeworm, and then Fasciola, which stands for the liver fluke. Now let's quickly go through the notes also about this phylum. So Platyhelminthes, in Greek stands for platy, stands for flat, helmium stands for the worm, so they are flatworms, and most of them are parasitic and they live in other organisms. Some of them are free living. Example, we just learned about planaria or Dugesia is free living. So some of them are free living and they could be aquatic or terrestrial. Now most of them are parasitic in nature. For example, Taenia solium, which causes teniasis disease in human, and the symmetry is bilateral symmetry as they are dorsi-ventrally flattened, and then their body form is dorsi-ventrally flattened, leaf-like or ribbon-like, so they look like long flattened structures. They are the first triploblastic animals. I just told you that some scientists believe Ctenophora to be the first, but most of them believe that the first triploblastic phylum is the Platyhelminthes with ectoderm, mesoderm and endoderm. They are the first triploblastic animals. They have organ system level of organization and their body plan is a blind sac. They do not have any body cavity, so they are called as the acoelomate. And their body wall consists of single layer of epidermis or a firm tegument as well as the muscle layers. Now when we talk about their skeleton is simply a hydroskeleton, and this skeleton is because of the water entering the body, which causes turgidity of the wall cells. So that's why the body seems to be quite solid because of the hydroskeleton inside, which maintains their body forms. Their digestive system may or may not be present. It could be absent also because many of them are parasitic. So if it is absent, it is if it is present, it is incomplete type with only one opening, which is mouth. Anus is also absent in this case. So that's why we said it's a blind sac type of body plan. Circulation, it takes place through digestive cavity. Respiration takes place through general body surface. An excretory system consists of protonephridia, which are also called as flame cells, which absorb the excretory matter from the body and discharge it through the excretory duct, and thus they are ammonotelic in nature because they release ammonia. From this you can make out maximum of the moisture inhabiting area, or otherwise maximum of them are the aquatic animals, so they all are ammonotelic in nature. The lower form of organisms are ammonotelic in nature. The nervous system is a ladder-like and with a brain and two main longitudinal nerve cords which are joined at intervals by transverse commissurals. Sense organs. In free living forms, primitive sense organs are present. For example, a pair of eye spots for detecting the light, perception of the light on dorsal side are present, but this is only in the free living forms. Appendages are generally absent except they have hooks so that they can attach to the host's body or tissues. So these hooks are present on the anterior end, means the top portion, or what you call as head portion in the parasitic form. Their reproduction involves the hermaphrodite individuals, and by favor, but they try to perform cross fertilization. So this is how it involves variation to develop, evolution to take place. Though they are hermaphrodite, they try to perform cross fertilization, and they are viviparous in nature, so they do not lay eggs but they give rise to new individual. The life history often includes one or more larval stages, and most of the parasitic forms include more than one host to complete their life cycle. They have the power of regeneration, and asexual reproduction by transverse fission may occur in some of the form. Now, if you go through the diagrams below, you can easily see Dugitia is there, which you have learned in 10th class, which is also called as planaria. Then we have the fasciola, which is called as a liver fluke, which is a parasite into the human body, and it completes its life cycle with the help of human as well as snail as well as fish. So it is a very complex type of life cycle involving more than one host. This is what we learned in the last point. And the last diagram drawn here is of the tapeworm. Tapeworm is responsible for teniasis disease. It has hooks on the head portion, anterior head, so that it can easily stick onto the body of the to the tissue or the flesh of the animal, which is acting like a host. So it continues to absorb food from there. Remember, such animals cannot find easily a opposite partner or a sexual partner. That's why these animals slowly have turned, as parasitic animals have turned into the hermaphrodite one, so that they do not depend upon second individual to arrive for reproduction, because chances are minimum, because they are endoparasites. So therefore these animals perform self-fertilization, or what you call as the endogamy, so that they do not need another partner's gametes. Their self gametes will cause fertilization of the egg. This is how they ensure a high-fi, or you can say very much high potential of sexual reproduction.